Hey everybody, I am back. I know I missed a few days. I'm so sorry. Life got a little ahead of me, and baseball just didn't allow me to get my videos up. I thought I would get a little bit further in planning, and it just didn't happen. So here we are. I don't even know what day it is. Day 16, 17, 17. We are making this card like a snowflake ombre inking card. I've been doing a lot of Distress Oxide ink blending lately just because I got a few new Oxides and it's fun. But I originally went into this card gathering all of my snowflake stamps and came across, I totally forgot last year that I got this stamp set. This is from Simon Says Stamps, but it's by Christina Warner last year. This, I think it's like Snow Much or something along those lines. I'll link it down below. This is perfection in a stamp, guys. So this background stamp that I'm using right now, or this big stamp that I'm using right now, is meant so that you can piece it together and create a whole background, but it's not a huge background stamp. It is genius, guys, genius. And I forgot that I did buy this at the end of the season and put it away. Because I end up going through and pinning and loving so much of the cards that were made with this stamp set that I was like, yes, I have to get this one. I'm going to invest in this one. So when I found it last night, I actually did this card on live last night with my TikTok followers. So if you're not over there, please go follow me over there. We have so much fun and do a ton of lives. But I embossed just a obviously white piece of paper. I am using Hammermill. I think it's 80 pound. It might be 100 pounds, honestly. I can't remember. Smooth white cardstock. And just embossed it with Versamark and then used white embossing powder. And then, like I mentioned, we are going to ink blend over this. I chose that spun sugar, picked raspberry, and seedless preserves. And though this isn't your traditional Christmas colors, I absolutely love it. I think I'm probably going to make I made 2 in my live. Well, I made a full card last night in my live. I have another background, and then now I've made this one, so 3 altogether. I'm honestly probably going to make several more of these, make a set of these, and put these up in my Etsy shop. If I've had several comments in my videos that are these cards that I am selling, are these cards that I'm sending out. Mainly I am trying to get the ones that I'm going to send out for my family members done right now. But these ones that I'm finding that I'm absolutely loving, A, and B, that I am finding that are easier to a little bit mass produce, I am going to start putting up in my Etsy shop or in my Facebook group. You can find either way. They're a little bit cheaper in my Facebook group just because we don't have to deal with Etsy fees. But I will link all of that below. So, all right. So we went through and we ink blended those. And honestly, those 3 colors blended so well together. I did cut off about a 1/4 inch all the way around that panel. And we are honestly making my first vellum cards. I was watching a Jennifer McGuire video. This card is pretty heavily inspired by her video. And I was like, you know what? I've never made a vellum card. And I have pretty thick vellum. I don't have the Simon Says stamp super thick vellum, but my vellum is pretty thick. And she goes through and shows you ways to make the vellum thicker so that your cards will stand up. Next, we cut out this die. You will see that this is going to be a little bit different than that card that I showed you at the beginning, just because I'm changing it up a little bit. And this one has snowflakes all around it, and I just cut that out of silver. It's not even matte. It's just like silver metallic paper. Glue that down with my barely artsed glue. The only thing I don't love about this die is that circle is pretty thick, but I could probably find a circle die and recut that out if I wanted that to be a little bit thinner, but I knew I was putting a sentiment over it, so I wasn't going to worry about that too much. Then I wanted my sentiment to completely match my ink blending. So I just took some scrap paper that I had cut out already and ink blended that with a little bit of that spun sugar. And we are going to emboss this Merry Christmas. And this is from the Simple Line Christmas stamp set from Easy Success. Again, I will link that below. Everything will be linked. I do believe this one is still out there, though it is pretty old. And I am hoping it's still out there because I want to get the dies to this one. I bought this off of a buy-sell site, and I don't have the dies. So, and you're going to see that I have to fussy cut it. I wasn't completely happy with my fussy cutting, but I'm not going to get super caught up on that. I'm just going to let it be. But probably before I make these for sell, I will probably try and get the die for that or cut this out with my silhouette. All right, we are going to pop that up, of course, on some foam just to give this card a little bit of a dimension. But look at those snowflakes, guys. They are perfection. I'm telling you, that stamp set has a lot more work to be done with it, a lot more. All right, we're just going to, I was about to pop this up on foam, but I was like, oh, that's too much dimension. And look at how cute that looks. It brings that light pink up. Here is our vellum. Oh, I am realizing that I did not embellish this card at the back. Like, usually I added some rhinestones and I didn't, so I'm probably gonna have to go back and do that. But anyways, we cut out a piece of 4.25 by 10. No, 4.25 by 11 because we're doing a top folding card, and so you want to score that at a 5.5. Right here, I am just cutting out a piece of white paper because everybody's gonna be like, well, how do you adhere it? I am just gonna use tape runner because I am gonna put this white piece of paper right behind this panel, which is why I'm trying to cut it exactly to that panel, so that you do not see this tape runner. You can use liquid glue. I just was in a bit of a hurry. We had to get to baseball today, so I wanted to make sure that that was down quickly. And then, see, I'm going to use some liquid glue just so that you guys can see that you do. I will use liquid glue when I want to like line things up so that it gives me just a smidgen more time to line those up. Use my acrylic black to push that down and make sure that that stays put while it is drying. Then I cut another card base out, again, equally to that first card base, and then set that on top so that it lines up perfectly, just like that. And then I will close the card so that it is in the same exact spot and you do not see that cardstock from the front. And we will put our sentiment inside. The last thing that I will have to do, well, other than embellish like I forgot to, is go back and I will probably put another piece of white cardstock on the back. Again, that is just strengthening the vellum. And then you will not see the adhesive on the back of the card from the inside cardstock. We're just going to put Season's Greetings on the inside for my inside sentiment, and then use one of the snowflakes, the simple snowflakes from the set, to embellish the inside also. And wrap it up. Like I said, I do need to go back and put a few rhinestones on this, but I hope that you guys love this. I hope that you guys will try out a vellum card. I do believe you're going to see more vellum cards coming from me. I do love the look. All right, that wraps up everything, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.